The Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act of 1990 was meant to return Indian artifacts related to funerals and also Indian remains, anything religious back to the Native populations where these items had first come from. At first, when we were talking about this in class, I felt like there were a lot of things that we were going to lose that we were studying that would hurt our educational opportunities. But then I thought again and realized when we went to go visit the Mormon handcart site where a lot of people had died, we didn't dig up their bodies and admire them. We just talked about what happened, talked about how many people had died. And I think that we can do the same with the Native American population. And when I was growing up in Salina, Kansas, they had something called an Indian burial pit outside of Salina, Kansas. And in the burial pit, it was covered in a building, so they were protecting the site. But when we went in there, they had uncovered all of these skeletons, and they were all buried in flex position. Some of the things that were found inside with the buried bodies were displayed. And I realize now that that really isn't very respectful of us, of the dead, to be in there looking at these people who've been buried. And I think that we can study and learn from the population without actually looking at the exposed skeletons. Right after this legislation was passed, Kansas State bought that property from the private owners who owned it. They reburied the people on the site and then capped it with cement and sod so that the area would be protected. I really think that this is important legislation to protect the Native population.